Episode 1, From Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Why the rich don't work for money? Start thinking like a rich dad. And why teach financial literacy? Welcome to Rich Dad Poor Dad. Episode 1. If you've ever felt like something is wrong with the way society teaches us about money, you're not alone. Most people work hard every day, chase promotions, and save a little bit at the end of the month. And yet, they stay stuck today. We start a journey to break out of that trap. Rich Dad Poor Dad isn't just a finance book. It's a mindset shift. It's the story of two fathers with very different attitudes toward money and how one path leads to security, while the other leads to freedom. In today's episode, we'll cover two major chapters: why the rich don't work for money and why financial literacy is the real key to wealth. Let's dive deep and start reprogramming how you think about money forever. Chapter 1. The rich don't work for money. Most people believe this simple idea: if I work harder, I'll make more money. If I make more money, I'll be rich. But Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad said something that changed everything. The rich don't work for money. Money works for them. This simple idea changes everything. When you work only for money, your time is chained. Your life is rented out. You show up because you have to, not because you choose to. The poor and middle class stay trapped because they chase money, while the rich build systems that make money chase them. Money is not the goal. Money is the servant. And when you treat money like a tool, you build freedom. When you treat money like the master, you live trapped by fear and desire. The problem isn't working hard. The problem is working hard only for money without building anything that grows while you sleep. Money is a tool, not the goal. The poor and middle class work for security. The rich work to create assets. Picture two roads. On one road, you work harder, take overtime, save what's left. But every month feels the same: bills, deadlines, stress. On the other road, you build something. You plant seeds, assets, businesses, investments. At first, they are small, but they grow. One day, you wake up and your money is working even while you sleep. That's not a dream. That's the difference between working for money and having money work for you. Real-life example, single life struggle. Let's meet Alex. Alex works a stable corporate job, makes $6,000 a month. He's proud, pays his bills on time, lives comfortably, but there's a problem. If Alex gets sick, if he loses his job, everything stops. Because all of Alex's income depends on him. After reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, Alex makes a decision. He buys a small vending machine route. One machine at first, then 5, then 15. But now, every morning, even before Alex checks his emails, those vending machines are making money. He still works. But now, he builds 2. Alex moved from earning to owning, from surviving to creating. That's the shift this chapter invites you to make. Here's something powerful from the book. The fear of being without money motivates us to work hard. Then, once we get that paycheck, greed and desire start us thinking about all the wonderful things money can buy. Fear keeps you trapped. Desire keeps you spending, and the cycle repeats. The rich step off that cycle. They build systems where money works harder than they do. They feel fear and act smarter. They feel desire and delay gratification to build freedom. If you want to be rich, stop asking, "How can I earn more this month?" Start asking, "How can I create something that pays me forever?" Chapter 2. Why teach financial literacy? Here's the brutal truth Robert shares early in the book. It's not how much money you make. It's how much you keep and how hard it works for you. Most schools teach you how to earn a salary, but they don't teach you what to do with money once you have it. That's why so many high earners are still broke. Financial literacy means understanding money flow. It means knowing the difference between an asset and a liability. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. The rich buy assets first. The poor and middle class buy liabilities and call them assets. After you stop working just for money, the next step is knowing what to do with money once you have it. That's financial literacy. Most people are financially illiterate. They believe high income equals wealth. But Robert teaches the real truth. It's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep. It's what you keep and what you build with it. The poor and middle class focus on income. The rich focus on assets. Assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Yet many people confuse the two. Imagine you finally get a raise. Excited, you buy a new car. It feels amazing at first. Luxury, comfort, status. But the payments start piling up. Insurance rises, maintenance costs hit. Instead of freedom, you have more chains. That's a liability pretending to be an asset. Now imagine instead using that raise to buy a rental property, or invest in an online store, or build a passive income stream. One decision moves you closer to freedom. The other locks you deeper into survival. Financial literacy is knowing the difference and choosing differently. Real-life example, single person misunderstanding assets. Let's meet Emma. Emma earns well. She buys a condo, a new SUV, designer clothes. Everyone admires her success. But Emma feels stuck. Every month is a balancing act between bills and credit cards. After learning financial literacy, Emma starts small. She sells some of her luxury items. She uses the money to invest in dividend stocks. She builds an emergency fund. She starts a side consulting business. 2 years later, Emma's consulting income covers her rent. Her dividends pay her car loan. Her stress is gone because Emma stopped confusing spending with wealth and started building real assets. Working hard isn't the enemy. Working hard without building assets is. High income isn't the solution. Financial literacy is. Because without understanding money, it doesn't matter how much you earn. It will always slip away. The rich don't just work differently. They think differently. They build while others spend. They learn while others hope. They invest while others chase. And today, you've taken your first step onto that new path. Key. Quote, financial struggle is often directly the result of people working all their lives for someone else. If you work 40 years to enrich your employer and never build your own assets, you'll always be struggling for time and money. Let's wrap up today's lessons. The rich don't work for money. They create assets that pay them. Financial literacy is the foundation of real freedom. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take it out. Focus not just on earning, but on building. Before we end, ask yourself, am I currently working just for a paycheck or building something bigger? What assets do I own that actually put money in my pocket? What one small thing could I start building today that would grow while I sleep? The answers to these questions could change your life. This is just the beginning. You've now seen the mindset shift that starts the fast lawn to freedom. But there's more in episode 2. We'll dig even deeper. How to mind your own business, how the rich use corporations to protect and multiply their wealth, and how the system is stacked. But how you can use it in your favor. Subscribe, stay tuned, and get ready. Your financial future is in your hands.